My heart is throbbing like crazy right now.
We're doing this again, are we?
To think that the person who killed the wonderful Mahiru Koizumi is in this room. Impossible! Impossible! That's so impossible! There's no way I can believe that! I can't do anything! How annoying! But I'm just gonna believe in everyone. That's the least I can do. Everyone do your best. Don't lose to yourselves. And don't forget to save regularly.
Thanks, Nanami.
Well, now that we've decided to believe Hyoko, now what?
If the killer was
Nagido's still
luring
spazzing
Ryoko
out
into
over
a
there.
trap, then something that was used there might
Welcome
be a
back to
clue.
Danganronpa 2, by the way. I'm Valkoor, and this is the second half of the second class trial.
Do you mean the letter?
And you're the dang killer, which I kind of like you. That's a shame.
No, it was probably the gummy.
Huh? Candy can be a clue?
Hey, when you woke up, was the gummy already there?
Now that you mention it, I feel like it wasn't.
Okay, I had a question earlier about who's the third person who discovered the body, right? It was Hyoko, then Peko, then
Just as I
Mr. Soda
thought.
Boy.
Just as you thought?
If the killer planted evidence while Hyoko was there, she would have thrown it away if she found it.
Which means the gummy was placed inside the closet after Hyoko fled from the beach house?
The killer returned to the scene of the crime?
Hyoko, then Peko, then Kazuichi.
They wouldn't have to do something that troublesome as long as they hid somewhere within the beach house.
That's impossible! There's nowhere to hide! I even glanced inside the shower room as I was running away, but there was nobody there.
Then, does that mean the killer came back?
I wonder. At any rate, the solution to that problem is connected to what really happened.
I want to play a new game, is that what you're thinking? If so, we've prepared the perfect product for you. You will dive into your own brain and logically discern the mysterious answer from several questions. It's called the Logic Dive. During the Logic Dive, you'll control a version of yourself created from an image within your brain. Your task is to reach the goal, the final destination of the Synapse course. You can move sideways with the mouse and accelerate with the control key. Press the right mouse button to brake and the left mouse button to jump. There'll be various obstacles you'll... Oh boy. Oh boy. You'll take damage every time you fall into a gap or bump into walls. Reaching a certain point, there will be branching questions. The answers split into different paths, so please proceed down the path of the answer you think is correct. Highly recommend you make good use of the brake. That's my meddlesome advice to you. Right mouse button's the brake, right? This might be a very important problem. The killer tampered with the evidence after Hyoko ran away from the beach house. When did the killer arrive and depart from the beach house? Think. If I just focus and think about it, I'm sure I'll be able to find the answer. Logic Dive. Oh god, it's Sonic 2. It's Sonic 2. That's not good. Sort of Sonic 2. Oh boy. When did the killer arrive? After Hyoko? Or before? Before. It must have been before, because they made her go to sleep. When did the killer leave the beach house? Before, I think. Is that not it? Oh, crap. Okay, I guess after. Oh boy. Help! Oh boy. I don't like this. Where was the killer hiding? The beach house or the beach? Beach house?
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together! Apparently Hajime is a tube surfer in his
You
mind.
think the killer might have been hiding?
You spent all that time thinking just to say something so pointless. How disappointing.
I can still put you as the blackened. I'll kill everyone here just to take you out.
Didn't I just say there was nowhere to hide? Do I have to explain it in another language so you can understand?
Her personality got a hell of a lot more forceful once she stopped being a suspect.
No, there should have been a place for them to hide. A place you didn't look, Hyoko.
What are you saying? Stop being annoying or I'm gonna make Akane bop you on the head and shut you up for good.
I really don't want that to happen to me. I need to answer by any means. We sure it can't be in here?
Crap!
Oops. Okay, guess not. The closet?
Here! The killer was probably hiding in the closet.
The closet? That's where I was locked up.
After
I was
you
thinking like
woke
maybe
up,
up in
you
the
said you
broken,
rushed out of
the
there,
iron bar
right?
window.
Then you probably didn't look inside the closet very carefully.
But could two people even hide in such a small place? And without Hyoko knowing?
That's why the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place.
Killer made sure to arrange a hiding place in advance. I can only think of one place. Inside the surfboard thing?
Here! What about the surfboard case in the closet? I'm pretty sure they could have hidden in there.
Huh? Inside the surfboard case?
But the shelf it was on, it was pretty messy, don't you think? 2 surfboards were stacked on the top shelf. And there were surfboards that weren't even in a case. The killer probably did that on purpose to secure a hiding place. 'Cause we haven't been on this island that long, so the closet shouldn't have been that messy, I think.
Then the killer was close to me during that time?
I mean, they're probably close to you right now.
Yeah, they were quietly holding their breath and hiding very close to you.
It's kind of like in for a penny, in for a pound, so to speak.
Don't you mean it's always darkest under the lighthouse?
What?
I shouldn't say things I don't understand, like, so to speak.
Oh, Ibuki.
Anyway, the killer hid silently, and after making sure Hyoko left, they finally left the surfboard case.
I agree with that as well.
Seriously, nobody asked what you think.
There's no way the killer would leave Hyoko by herself if they were trying to frame her. If Hyoko was left alone and ruined the evidence the killer had planted, it would have messed up their plan. Instead, it makes more sense to think that the killer was hiding in the beach house, watching Hyoko.
Right.
Saying whatever you want, even if you didn't ask. All right, if you don't want to friggin' get punched, just stand still and let me punch ya!
Very sound logic, Akane.
Oh, you shut up. Then, grit your teeth.
Sorry, Akane. It's not like that. Hey, Monokuma. Can I ask you about something that seems strange to me?
I believe Prince Shotoku was from the future. A man from the future is always directing the flow of history.
What?
I'll listen to your story about men from the future some other time. As I recall, the body discovery announcement is made
okay,
when
yeah,
3
I
or
was-
more people
I was on that
discover
a while
body,
ago.
Right? Is the killer also included among those 3 or more people?
Yeah, that's true, but, well, something like that is basically what it's supposed to be.
You don't sound very articulate.
Jeez! You're pretty annoying for noticing something like that! I know it sounds like an excuse, but the body discovery announcement isn't supposed to be used for deduction. It's intended to create a fair trial. It's supposed to let everyone know a body has been found.
Yeah, but it was Hiyoko, then Peko, then Kazuichi.
So you're saying it's unfortunate that I used it for deduction? I understand your excuse, but depending on who actually found the body, it's possible that your 3 or more people rule could be deadly.
Well, as long as I keep things ambiguous, I can respond to situations with some flexibility.
Flexibility, huh? So what about this time? Is it 3 people including the killer or not?
Jeez, fine. You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer
What?
this time, okay? All done.
Who was the third person then? It was Hiyoko, Kazuichi, but it played before Hajime got there. So Kazuichi was the third. Who saw it?
Which means 3 people other than the killer discovered Mahiru's body.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I just thought it was somewhat strange. More
Okay,
importantly,
because it could be... You found it first, easily. If it wasn't, if you don't count as the second person. I mean, it's probably Fuyuhiko as the third, like the middle person. It makes sense. He's only 94 pounds? Jesus Christ. That's hilarious. I refuse to believe you're only 68 pounds. That's also ridiculous. Honestly, all of you, besides you, seem like way too light, but...
You're the one who went on a tangent.
We were just saying the killer was...
And after Hiyoko ran away, the killer got to enjoy the simple...
However, before we proceed any further, there's something we have to make clear.
I like his hamsters praying.
The killer blocked the roadside door with Mahiru's body before Hiyoko ran away. But what about the blood?
Now that you mention it, that mystery hasn't been solved yet.
it's going to be all right. If you guys have come this far, I'm sure you can
You already
discover
know,
that
huh,
answer
Nagito?
too. Now, let's start the argument, shall we?
Final feature and non-stop debates. From this point forward, you'll now be able to use the truth flashback. If you hold down the left mouse button, the shape of the reticle will change. You aim at the remark's weak spot and keeping that, you'll be able to memorize it. Yep, I remember that. If your shooter changes to different, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. You can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or mistake, might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. Had to shoot a bunch of hope at people in the, You'll not be able to agree with anyone while you're using the truth flashback. Please remember that it's only effective when they're feuding points. Well, we're definitely gonna use it for this one. Shower room's not helpful, obviously.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
How?
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower.
There's an ocean over there.
What about the wetsuits in the closet? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
If they used something other than the shower...
What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
They cut it up and whoosh.
No.
As someone who flushes their shit every morning, I can declare it would definitely clog the toilet.
Thank you.
Maybe it's the other way around? Perhaps someone other than the killer moved the body?
No.
Maybe they were able to wash it off.
Yeah, they were.
What did the killer do with the blood on...
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower,
Yeah.
right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the...
What about the wetsuits in the
No.
closet? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
If
No.
they used something other than the shower...
What did they do with the bloody...
They cut it up and
Okay, we're
Someone who
gonna...
flushed it would definitely clog
Oh,
the
we're
toilet.
definitely clogged!
The other way around? Perhaps someone other than the killer moved the body?
Maybe they were able to wash it off.
Hold on.
What did the killer do with the blood on their...
Maybe they simply washed...
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong! They just needed to wash off the blood. They didn't necessarily have to use the shower. They could have just as easily used something else.
Something other than the shower. Like what?
The ocean. The sea. Oh.
Damn it!
The drinks? Oh.
I see! Drinks inside the refrigerator. Couldn't the killer have used those to wash off the blood?
I've seen through it.
Echo, you're the killer. Piss off.
In theory, then, that's impossible.
Why?
Try to remember the refrigerator carefully, and then you will understand that there's no possible way the drinks in the refrigerator were used.
No, but the trash can. Give me the trash can.
It's true there were drinks in the beach house refrigerator. However, try one bottle drink wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
Ah,
I can't back down!
cross swords. Oh crap. Ah!
It's true there were drinks in the
Figures
beach
the
house.
ultimate
However,
swordsman is
one
really good at
bottle
this.
Wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
I can't back down! We can't assume they used just one drink. They could have used a bunch of them to wash it off.
That's why you were
Didn't I
wet.
say
You
it
did
was
not go
impossible?
swimming.
There were no water, but there were only flavored drinks with colors. If you use those to wash blood, the blood won't come off and your body will leave an aromatic smell too. Especially if you used a lot, that alone would raise suspicion.
Yep.
Didn't I say it was impossible? There were no water bottles in the refrigerator.
Allow me to cut through those words!
Echo. You gotta get up pretty early to cross swords with me, the actual ultimate
There were
swordsman.
water
That's my
bottles inside the
talent.
refrigerator.
How many times do I have to tell you? There were no water bottles in there whatsoever.
You didn't go swimming at all. You were wet from all the water bottles.
That was
Then you walked
after
in
the
a
incident,
bikini.
right? But before the incident, there
How did
were
you get out
water
of there
bottles
without
in the
leaving
fridge.
footprints?
And the killer took all of those water bottles and used them to wash the blood off their
Through
body.
a window? Really?
So you're saying the water bottles were gone? Because they were all used? That's a logical fallacy.
It's not a fallacy. There should have been evidence inside the trash can. Evidence like a lot of thrown away plastic water bottles. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
Oh, you're right. These bottles look like they may have been filled with water.
Well, now that you mention it, when I went to the beach house a few days ago, I feel like I drank one of those plastic water bottles.
Huh? You should have said so sooner. Then, the plastic water bottles were used in place of a shower.
Yep.
Dousing your body with lots of water bottles is such a simple and easy to understand explanation.
Hold on a sec. Now I think about it, if they soaked their entire body with a bunch of plastic water bottles, a person would be
Seems you've realized who the killer is.
Peko Pekoyama.
See? Just as I thought.
Hold on. You know who the killer is?
Yep.
Is that true?
Yep.
Let me ask. Who might that be?
It's you, Gundam. No. That killer, Mahiru's killer, must be that person. Peko Pekoyama. Sucks, your name was really easy to remember, but
You're the only one! Peko. Is it you?
Hey, what are you being quiet for? They're accusing you of being the killer.
Then I should ask you this. Why do you believe I'm the killer?
I remember when we were all meeting up to go to the beach. Your appearance when you came to the diner.
with the friggin' bikini. Hajime and Kazuichi, why are you two here? Aren't you breathing pretty heavily? It's because she jumped out the window.
If the
Or she
killer
boosted
really did
herself
wash
up
the
with
blood
her
off with water
sword?
bottles, they'd have to drench their entire body. But there were no towels in the beach house, and it would have taken a while for the water to fully air dry. So you said you went swimming so you'd have a cover story.
Don't just stay silent! Say something! Hold on, you bastard!
Fuyuhiko is the second person who found the body.
You saw her at the diner! You never saw her near the beach house, right?
Why are you covering for her?
So maybe she really was swimming!
No one even saw her swimming.
No. I saw her.
Huh?
After I ran into you bastards at the diner, I crossed paths with her on my way home. So there's no doubt. She would have arrived at the diner from the opposite direction of the beach house.
Hold on. That's strange. Didn't you just say this earlier? You told me you didn't see anyone. Don't try to tell me you forgot about that.
Not so fast! It's too soon to decide she's a killer!
Do you want us all to die or something, Fuyuhiko?
We haven't established how the killer was able to leave the beach house!
Now that you mention it, you're right.
The roadside door was blocked. And if it's impossible to leave from the beachside without leaving footprints, then how the fuck did the killer escape?
Why are you all fired up, Fuyuhiko? You're not the suspect. Peko is.
Who cares about that? Answer me! If you have an explanation, then show me what you got!
We might have an answer.
Do you really? This mystery seems unsolvable.
Well, if Peko is the killer, then I might just have an answer to that mystery.
Bring it on us, Chiaki.
I see. Then let's hear this alleged method of escaping the beach house.
First, let's establish how the killer escaped.
The only possible thing I can think of is that opening.
I see!
She stood on top of her
roadside and
sword.
beachside doors aren't an option. The only other thing I can think of is...
Or like vaulted?
Well, nothing really. Except that small window in the shower room.
Huh. Don't you know how high that window is? There's no way Peko could have reached it.
But what if, for instance...
Did you boost her?
Help from
You're an
someone?
accomplice?
She might have reached it by riding someone's shoulders, but then that person would have been left behind.
Is it possible an object was used? A rope, for instance?
And what happened to the rope after they used it? And don't say something stupid like they threw it outside.
You an accomplice, Fuyuhiko?
Of course not! That would violate the school trip rule!
Littering is prohibited, even if it might be
You see? There's no way they'd be able to escape from that window.
No, they just have to use an object.
Like the sword?
Chiaki, don't fall asleep on us! We just said they couldn't use an object!
You did? I thought you were saying they couldn't dispose of an object.
I see. You don't have to throw it away if you can just hide it somewhere on your body.
Huh? Pekka was wearing a swimsuit, remember? Where would she even hide an object? And if you say she hid it in her special place, I'll stab you in yours!
No!
That was not what anyone was saying, small child, but... They wouldn't have been able to get rid of it. So the only thing I can think of is the killer must have hid it, if that's the case. The object the killer used to escape out the window. Oh god, I'm so bad at this. Sword? What did the killer use? S-W-O-R-D... No. Oh, I don't know. Oh no. A lot of bees. Let's try S. Oh, never mind. It doesn't start with an O, probably. Is it B? It's B as the starting letter, okay. B. A? B, A. S? No. Bam? Bamboo sword. I got it. Give me another B. Give me another B. Bamboo sword. Oops. Give me an S, please. Thank you. Okay. Another W. Don't need any more M's at all, thank you. We need you. Really would have liked to hold on to you, but... Give me an O, please. Gonna try and leave that temporarily. Ah! Oh, thank you. Give me a D. Don't take that out of context. Bamboo sword.
I got it!
Right, she doesn't have a metal sword.
Heko, you carry that bamboo sword on your back at all times, right? If I recall correctly, you had it then too.
Yep.
Despite the fact that you had a swimsuit on, you were still wearing your bamboo sword.
Are you saying she used that bamboo sword to escape through the window?
Yep.
Yeah. Heko used that bamboo sword as a step stool and escaped out the window.
Sword as a step stool? You see? I knew it! I knew it was a ninja! Didn't I tell ya? A ninja could have climbed that easily. Ninjas know a climbing trick where they lean their sword against a wall and use the handguard as a step stool.
Whoa! Just like a Japanese ninja!
Miss Sonia, ninjas only exist in Japan.
And even then, not
Well,
much.
it is a bamboo sword, but I'm sure a slender girl like Peko could easily use it to climb.
Well, Peko, do you have anything to say?
Panic talk action. Fever time and nega time. You'll be able to use fever time by pressing the space key. When fever time is activated, the tempo will be pushed to its max. You won't miss during fever time either. Only use your focus until your focus gauge runs out. You're not the only one who can get the upper hand. There's something called nega time that your opponent. Your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite difficult to press the buttons in rhythm. So in that case, please time the rhythm not with your eyes, but with your ears and your heart. If you can't clear it, you can always change the difficulty setting. I'm not going to tell them they'll have to redo the class trial for that chapter if they do that. Oofta.
Hold on a sec, you bastard! You're saying she used her sword as a step stool and went out the fucking window? Then what about the sword? It would have been left in the shower room and she wouldn't have been able to recover it, dumbass!
Fuyuhiko, why do you even care?
Shut up! Just shut the fuck up and answer me! If you have an answer, then fucking give it to me! If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, it would have been left behind!
Why are you... Okay, I guess I'm fighting him.
Got proof, you bastard? That's obviously impossible! Shut up!
I don't remember the controls. Help. Lock on attack, reload. Okay, we're fine.
Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard? Shut up!
Just mash click.
Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard? That's obviously impossible! Bastard!
Take him out.
Got proof, you bastard? I'll sell your fucking organs!
Rude.
You're pissing me off! You're pissing me off! Bastard! Shut up! Shut up! If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool...
Bamboo sword bag.
Behind. This is the end!
If she used her bamboo sword as a step stool, she could have recovered it with her sword bag. When she leaned her sword against the wall to use as a step stool, she tied her sword back to it. And after she climbed up to the window, as long as she hauled the bag up toward her, she would have been able to recover her bamboo sword.
I see. Not just the bamboo sword, but even the sword bag, too. She used them both to escape.
Yep.
Akane said she's like a ninja, but it's nothing as silly as that. Simply put, only Peko could have performed this feat. An escape plan befitting of the ultimate swordswoman. Even so, how disappointing. If you'd only let me work with you, it would have been an even greater plan.
Nagito?
No! You just back off!
Is it true that you killed
Hold on! You're just making assumptions!
What is with you?
You don't have any proof. I won't accept this unless there's proof! Got it, you bastard?
It's fine.
Huh?
I said it's fine. Saying anything more would just be an exercise in futility.
She admitted it just now, right? She admitted she's Mahiru's killer? Is this right? Even though Fuyuhiko was the one arguing with us, Peko just admitted to it so freely.
Among flowers, the cherry blossom. Among men, the samurai. I commend your decisiveness, at least. Very well. If you admit it, this ends now. Let's cast our votes.
Agreed. Hurry up and vote.
What?
Hold on. Let me confirm one thing first.
Can it wait until after the voting?
No.
This is important, and it relates to the voting. It's about Peko's motive.
My motive?
In the end, you had no connection to the events depicted in Twilight Syndrome murder case, right? Then, why did you kill Mahiru?
So it's about that. Let's see. If I must answer that question, I must say it was for the sake of justice.
What?
Justice?
You're not sparkling justice, are you?
In order to protect the justice of this world.
Oh no. Huh.
I do not sully my hands to satisfy personal grudges.
God damn it, she's a serial killer.
There is only one reason I kill. For the sake of protecting justice.
What are you saying?
Sonia, don't even.
Justice is what makes humans human. It's a virtue that human beings should be proud
God
of.
damn it, why can't we not go one game without a serial killer?
Justice is the eternal sun and the enduring moon, the protective father and the smiling mother.
Hello! Earth to Peko!
If justice ever disappeared from this world, the world would immediately freeze and people's smiles would vanish.
Well, the serial killer from the first game made it all the way through, because she didn't actually kill anyone.
I will not allow that!
It's fine, just stop it!
Justice must always be there to guide us, to shine bright above our heads.
I'm telling you to stop it!
So I must fight. I must continue to fight to protect justice.
This is... Could she be...
As the light of justice shines upon my mask, I expose the hearts of malevolent evil. Justice complete! The center of justice that is pierced by justice. The lead star of justice that shines in the night sky.
God, this is like Kingdom Hearts, except replace heart with justice. Or darkness with justice. The center of darkness that is pierced by darkness. The lead star of darkness that shines in the night sky.
That would be me. Sparkling justice! Now then, let's execute justice!
What is with the emoticon faces? I hate it so much.
What? What the fuck?
Peko, what are you doing?
I am sparkling justice. In the name of sparkling, shining justice, I have come to deliver justice.
What's going on? What's this? Chill.
Peko finally snapped!
Everyone, please be careful! Sparkling Justice is a serial killer who claims to be an ally of justice. Clad in her various hero masks, she is a serial killer who exclusively targets other criminals. She is supposed to be... but... huh?
An ally of Justice? So that's why you're wearing a mask!
This mask is the dividing line. Just like various idols, the sun is revered because it lies just beyond your grasp. Justice should also be the same.
I don't get it, but this is becoming...
I don't really have any words right now. What the heck is this? Hecko's the killer? Why is it turning out like this?
This is turning out to be a surprising turn of events. Hey! Now's not the time for you to be sleeping.
Didn't we find the serial killer in the second case of the first game as well?
Take a look. It's a killer.
This again?
Yep.
Sleepwalking?
I feel you, Monokuma.
So what's your answer to my previous question? Why did you kill Mahiru? This world must always be bathed in the light of justice. I must not allow even one shadow. Evil must be eliminated immediately. No matter what, I must not overlook evil.
Evil? Are you saying Mahiru is...
If you knew about that incident, then you must have played the game. Am I right?
And because of that, I was able to find the killer's accomplice hiding on this island like a sewer rat.
Then, the reason you killed Mahiru was...
To protect justice, of course. In order to protect justice, I have become its merciless sword and executed justice.
Holy crap! She's such a stereotypical psychopath!
Well, we did have Genocide Jill playing with scissors, so...
She's so gross!
Hecko, is this your true identity?
My true identity? I have already forgotten who I am. It just shows my determination. My determination to protect by throwing away what's most important. I'm willing to become anybody to shower this world with justice.
I hate you.
Oh, I can't stand this anymore! Let's just end this farce already!
End it. He's right. We need to end this already. Please.
Let's go over this incident one more time and then let's end this.
Please. On the morning of the incident, Mahiru met... There. In order to lure Mahiru and Kyoko, we don't have that one yet. First one to arrive at the beach house, we don't have that yet. But did the killer leave next to the body? We don't have that yet. Okay, I think that might be a dummy. Here. Stock 2. First one who found the body was... Kyoko left a big piece of evidence in the closet after Kyoko ran away. Okay, we don't have that yet. What? Fair enough. There we go. Closet after Kyoko ran away. The mask a decoy? This is probably a decoy. Killer forged 2 letters. That goes all the way over here. Yep, okay, so here's this. I don't think Akane covered in blood is helpful. There's that. There's that. Yeah, I didn't think so. Akane arrived at the beach. No, that's not helpful at all. That. I think we're all done over here. Okay, so we got Pause after Hiyoko ran away, dropped the gummy.
Here's everything that happened in this case.
Yep.
The incident began this morning when Mahiru spoke to Hiyoko.
I'm just gonna let this play and drink some water.
Mahiru most likely played Twilight Syndrome Murder Case, the video game provided to us as the motive. She probably wanted to discuss it with someone else who also appeared in the game as a character. Hiyoko accepted Mahiru's invitation, and they promised to have a more detailed conversation about it later. However, someone else overheard their exchange. The killer.
Nasty.
The killer eavesdropped on their conversation and used their promise to devise a specific murder plan. By preparing a specific item, they planned to manipulate the two's actions. That item was the letters. They sent fake letters to... The letter Mahiru received told her to come to the beach house at 2:30 p.m.
Okay.
And the letter Hiyoko received told her to come to the beach house at exactly 2 p.m.
Can we explain why it was so important for me to be able to figure out the murder weapon in the video game? I don't think that was important. That was just me failing.
By providing different times, the killer was able to lure them to the beach house separately. Hiyoko totally trusted that letter, showed up at the beach house at 2 p.m.
Just like I said, and then got chloroformed.
And was drugged into unconsciousness by the killer lying in wait.
Chloroform? Chloroform? Something like that.
After putting Hiyoko to sleep, the killer immediately hid her inside the closet, so they could frame her as the killer later. At 2:30 p.m., Mahiru arrived at the beach house. She was completely unaware that she'd been targeted for murder.
Yep.
Approaching her from behind, the killer struck the defenseless Mahiru with a specific weapon, the metal bat that was left at the scene of the crime.
Where'd she find that?
The bat was brought down onto the back of Mahiru's head. According to Mikan's autopsy, Mahiru died instantly, so she probably never knew who killed her. With that, the killer achieved their goal of killing Mahiru and began to tamper with the crime scene. They dragged Mahiru's body so that it blocked the door leading to the road. Also, the mask found at the scene of the crime was something the killer personally left. I'm not really sure why. My guess is it's something similar to a calling card.
Because she's a psychopath.
That's how the crime scene we discovered was created. However, by moving Mahiru's body, the killer got blood splatter on them. Plus, the shower room had no water because it was out of order, so they couldn't wash it off. But the killer expected something like that to happen. Instead of the shower, the killer used something else.
Yep.
They used plastic water bottles that were inside the beach house refrigerator. We can assume they carried the bottles to the shower room before the sequence of events had happened. In place of showering, they washed the blood off their body with water bottles instead.
Yep.
However, they had no choice but to dispose of the empty bottles in the beach house's trash can. Littering is against the rules, and it would have taken too much time to throw them away somewhere else.
Yep.
After the killer washed off the blood, they hid in a specific spot inside the closet Hiyoko was in. The killer hid inside the surfboard case that they had already emptied beforehand. After some time had passed, the sleeping drug used on Hiyoko wore off, and she woke up.
Yep.
I can imagine how badly Hiyoko must have panicked when she came out of the closet. I mean, she made plans to see Mahiru, who lay dead right in front of her. From the shock and panic of being considered a murder suspect, Hiyoko fled from the beach house. Because of that, she left footprints in the sand. Everything was a trap set by the killer to frame her. After Hiyoko left, the killer finally came out of the surfboard case and placed a gummy that they brought with them to shift our suspicion toward Hiyoko. Ironically, placing that gummy is what helped clear our suspicion toward Hiyoko. Finally, the killer began preparing to escape from the beach house. They couldn't risk leaving their footprints in the sand, so they escaped the beach house using a different route, the small window in the shower room. However, that window is rather high up and can't be reached easily, which is why the killer used
the bamboo sword.
The bamboo sword they always carry with them. The killer took the bamboo sword out of its bag, tied the bag to the sword's handle, and used the sword as a step stool to reach the small window while holding the sword bag in their hand. As long as they're able to reach the window, all they had to do was pull the bag to retrieve the sword. And so the killer left the beach house and appeared before us as if nothing had happened. But their wet hair and swimsuit didn't dry right away. There also weren't any towels at the beach house. So when the killer met up with us, they said they had been swimming for a while as an excuse.
Yep, and there's Chiaki's little board game she wanted to play. Or no, those are the...
So how about it?
That's
This
the
is the truth
sweet she
behind the
brought
incident
with.
you caused. Isn't that right, Peko Pekoyama?
Ice cream.
I see. And what of it? She's like totally cool with it.
What?
I haven't done anything to be ashamed of.
What are you saying? You killed Mahiru!
Wrong! I punished evil in the name of justice.
You're a serial killer, and unlike the first game, we don't tolerate serial killers.
That's no reason to condemn me.
Whatever. Let's hurry up and vote so we can freaking kill this weird, crazy bitch.
There's no way you can kill me. Justice can never be killed. You should all know that as well.
Oh boy.
What are you saying?
To protect what's most important to you, you must be prepared to throw away something equally important. Understand?
I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Then I shall be direct. Justice must carry on.
What?
In order to keep justice, to keep me alive, you all must give up your lives.
Piss off.
Are you serious?
It's not serious. It's justice. If I fall here, who will combat the evils of this world? Now, follow your hearts of justice that reside within you all, and save my life to protect justice.
Are you kidding me?
Hurry and carry on justice.
Give me a break! Who's gonna die for you?
If we let Peko go, we're all gonna get killed! For the sake of grand justice, a few sacrifices are unavoidable.
Angry face.
Don't worry. The justice that you give your life to protect will never go to waste.
I can't stand her anymore. Let's vote already and execute her.
However, before we do that...
Onokuma, the vote! Hurry up and let us vote already!
I'm awake!
Ah, he finally woke up.
I've heard your story! Well, I wasn't listening, but who cares? Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote! Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Such heart-pounding excitement!
Ding, ding, ding.